All right, everybody. Hey, it's Bridget Lindolgoff, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project. Anyway, I thought I would do this video outside. And so I've just been doing a lot of walking lately. Like, yesterday, Jen and I went on a 2-hour walk. It's good. It's good. I like to be here at the park and checking out all the geese. There's some English geese family.
Oh.
No, we're not barking. Uh-oh, it's a runaway dog. Uh-oh. Someone let their little dog just run all over. Oh, 2 little dogs. So they just jumped out of the car and running across the street with traffic. I just love how, unconscious people are. That's why they like to work, because they can't manage a day-to-day life. I'm going to do a video kind of on this trance being. Kind of explained it a little more thoroughly, because it's like watching all these people be off work. They are retarded. They just don't know really how to do anything other than, kind of like what they're programmed to do. It's kind of bizarre, actually. So anyway, today is the second part of this story. Oh, and by the way, like animals don't really care that we're in financial collapse. I mean, the geese are all walking around eating grass and taking naps and kind of enjoying, their life. So so Jen's on the table. She decided, I'm not a dog. I'm not gonna sit down on the ground. I'm the queen. Anyway, so yeah, she's having some health issues. I mean, finally, after 7 years, I finally broke down and let him give her even though, rabies vaccines are good for their life. And this was last fall so that I could get heartworm. It's the only thing I care about. It's the only thing alternatively I can't figure out how to fix. And heartworm's like a really horrific thing for an animal. So anyway, ever since she got it in her hip, she's been having problems with her hip. And she's been having bleeding urine and just kind of crazy stuff. And she's also had this major respiratory fluid. So I give her lots of stuff to keep all that down. And yeah, so we're just kind of working on it, and zeolite to detox all the heavy metals and whatever else that's in her system, radiation. So we just keep hanging in there every day. Yeah, because we're a team. Yeah, and I'm her doctor, her human, her best friend, her business partner. What else? What else? Can you think of something else? Oh. Her driver, her personal chef. Anyway, everybody loves Jen. Everyone loves you. I know. What are you doing, you weirdo? You getting groupie on me? Oh, we're getting some group action. Yeah. What? I don't want you to be in the video. I know you don't want to. I know you don't want me to do the video. How about this? I'll make it happen fast, okay? Okay, so go over here. Come on your side. Ooh, she's being... What? Nobody wants to talk to you. I know. I don't want you to do that. So how about lay down? Do you want to get down? Huh? Want to get down? Okay, you get down. You get to do whatever you want. Just as long as we're on your leash. Okay. All right, so the rest of the snake story. So I was walking down this dirt road out in the desert where I was living, because I was kind of in hiding. Because I was dealing with the legislature and the state and everybody trying to, coming after my private practice. And, it was awful when I was lobbying. And so I went to the desert, was in hiding. So I was walking down this, really long dirt road. And I had, 10 years, 8 years, 7 years prior, this rattlesnake dream, which I talked about in the first video. So I come across this smooshed, like a 3-year-old, I'd say like a 3-year-old rattlesnake, maybe 4, 3. And it's all crushed. There's no juice in it. There's nothing left in it. And I think to myself, I should pick that up, but I'm not going to pick it up with my hands. So I figure, okay, well, I'm just going to, so I go off-road and I'm walking through the desert because I like to see if I can find things. Sometimes you can find some really cool bottles and you just don't know. I found all kinds of stuff out in the desert that shouldn't have been out in the desert. So just, we're free-willing it, me and Jen, through the desert. Actually, I think this is before I had Jen. Yeah, it was before I had Jen. And so we're jamming through the desert, and I come across this piece of plastic that's white, like a perfect piece of plastic. I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be great. I'll kind of scoop the snake in there, wrap it up with the plastic, and I'll carry it back. And mind you, when I'm doing this, I'm not recollecting the dream that I had, with the white t-shirt and holding the 3 large rattlesnakes and the 1 small one. So, they leave me, my star family, these snake allies, they leave me popcorn trails to help me to know, because everything has been so difficult in my life, that I'm like going in the right direction on the right road. And sometimes I rebel. Sometimes I refuse to go pick up what I call triggers or port keys or whatever else that they leave out. Usually I have a dream about them. So basically they're saying, 4 snakes, 1's really small. So the really small one. So I ended up getting back, rolling it in this white plastic. I'm literally carrying it like this because it's dry, and so it's flat like an envelope, and I'm carrying it with this white plastic. I get it back to the house and I set it up on the altar. I put it up on my little altar. Put it up on the altar, and then I leave it alone. And then a couple days later, I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, that's pretty identical. To how I was carrying it, that I was carrying it a long ways. Small snake, 4 snakes, 1 small, white, pure white, brand new t-shirt with no, folding or iron seams in it. Same with the plastic, it was just flat and white. So, yeah, so there's all these kinds of crazy snake stuff that happens, and, like I said, I believe they're trying to help me. So this is the part that's, that I think is most significant to what's going on right now. Let me see if I want you guys to be able to hear me, and hopefully not too much wind. So I'm just going to kind of cup it, so kind of control the wind a little bit. So about one of my favorite people in my entire life growing up was my uncle David. And he was married into my mom's sister, my aunt. And when we were growing up, he was a mountain boy. He grew up as a mountain boy. And so he liked to get his food from the river, and frogs and catfish, and lived, in the summertime when I would go to Fresno, California, we would live in the mountains in Piedra and Jackass Meadows, the backside of Yosemite. And we pretty much lived on this river called the Kings River. It's a level, like stage 5 rapid. On my 2 uncles had a mutual white water rapid boat. And so we would take it out. So my uncle would take us out all the time when we were up in California in the summer, when he wasn't really working. And we would just spend all day on this, river, fishing and swimming and running the rapids and all those kinds of stuff. So he taught me everything I know how to fish. Probably one of my favorite all-time memories ever is back in the day, the Walker River by Bridgeport used to have all these beautiful old ancient trees. There was this river. It was an amazing place to camp. Our family would do huge campouts there every year. And now it's all wiped out because we had this huge flood and it just destroyed the whole thing. But as a kid, my uncle, would have me hold on to his, pants straps. And I had my fishing pole and he had his fishing pole, and we would walk the river, walk in the river. And when it would become too high, he would actually grab me and throw me up on his back and shoulders, and I was fish off his shoulders. And so this is what we did my whole growing up. So, a lot of things happened in life. I lost contact with him. I wasn't sure he was alive. I kept, thinking about how I could do a search to try to find him. This went on for, 10 years. And then after a while, I just resigned, to the fact that he probably, wasn't alive, because he wasn't married to my aunt since 1983 or something. And, but I always thought about him, and he was in that dream, in that original dream when I was growing up. We were the last two people alive, running for our lives. And then the snake, was following us, and there's death and destruction and apocalypto. That's on the first video. But the vision of him in the dream was when he was young, when he was a bohemian, hippie guy. And Jen, stop it. Anyway, no, stop. Lay down. Hold on, I got a bad girl alert. Jen, down. Jen, down. Stay. Okay. You can fuzz up from there. Do seated fuzzing. So, anyway, about 2 years ago, all of a sudden, I see him show up. I don't even know how it happened on Facebook, be a Facebook friend. I was like, oh my God. So I totally Facebooked him. We started talking right away. I mean, I was, there when he got married to the wife that, he's with now. And, so made this contact, within a few months. I was going on a trip up that way anyway, and so I got to stop by and stay for a couple weeks and see him and his wife. And so, talk about a lot of things in the past. And obviously, he's an older gentleman now, a little bit, worn out. Still has a good heart. Still loves to fish. So, anyway, last week he sent me some photos in the mail from, growing up. And there he was, looking just like, the dream way back when. And that's when, it really hit me that whatever the snake allies were trying to tell me so that I would remember way back then in that dream, the first dream I ever had for 5 years straight, is happening. Because it's all about the codes, it's all about the similarities, it's all about, putting the pieces together. So until 2 years ago, we couldn't be the last two people on earth, or the last two people kind of in the family, kind of a thing. So so I got the signal last week, and it's all fitting together. So I have no idea what our future is going to be. I guess it could go either way here on planet Earth. But I really have a feeling that something is happening, and there's going to be a major intervention. And I think it's going to come from these beings and, the star people. So anyway, that's all I had. That's what I'm going to finish with. And I'm sorry it took me so long, but you know what, people, because I have to be around people, and they are just so stuck in their drama. They can't get out, and their drama just radically affects our lives, my life. And it just makes it more difficult and challenging for me to get things done. So that's it. That's all. And I hope you have a great day. The end of part 2. And I'll see you later. Thanks so much. Carrying stones and digging holes. Oops, that's the wrong story. That's the wrong channel. Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project, and it's Bridget. Thanks for listening.